Today on another segment of Adventuring with a Vampire, we bring you the Amityville Apothecary. From crystals to tarot cards to candles, this place seemed to have everything. You never know what magic you'll find around an unexpected corner. The highlight of the adventure was meeting the store's owner, Dina, who showed us that sound waves could go through the body. And not only that, showed us what a vampire's aura looked like. Stay tuned to find out.
The premise of sound is that sound gets into our body in the spaces in between our cells. So when you get down to the cellular level and then you go into the subatomic level, what we know scientifically is that really there's nothing solid, right? We're all just energy.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
we use sound to cleanse and bring our energy sort of back into alignment.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're actually going to sort of relax your hands and just keep, if you can turn your palms, that's fine, but if it's not comfortable, and I want you to breathe in and just breathe out. And you're just going to continue to breathe throughout the process. It can feel a little bit intense. Okay?
I'm ready. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Thoughts, feelings, questions, comments, concerns?
I feel sound in my body. All in my body.
It gets in there, right?
It gets in there. That's amazing. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. I almost don't want to get out of this thing.
Yeah.
Great. Can I just live here now?
Sure, I mean,
Okay, great.
you can like curl up
just
like a
live here?
little,
Yeah.
like a little bat.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a snapshot in time of your energetic body and how your energetic body interacts with the energy all around us. What is the color of a vampire's aura? And we're going to see what happens. What I would think would be the color that you would have. So you're gonna look at the camera. You can do your best surly look. There we go.
Oh, surly.
Well, it was pretty surly, so here we go. It's pretty surly. So, I'm gonna print this for you.
What do you think it is?
Banana. I don't know.
So, your dominant color is red, right? Which is all about power and courage and life force and survival instinct and like literally like the stuff of like lifetimes, like literally, like you like red people that are really red can take power into the world and really manifest out of nothing. It's sort of annoying to some people because people that are really red also are very powerful, but also very dedicated and very driven and very like going up that mountain and always having the
Accurate.
energy to do it. It seems very Saturnian, and I don't know if you're an earth sign.
Nope.
No, you're not. Interesting. Do you know your full chart? Like, do you know what your rising is and your moon?
Honey, I think
Right?
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
sort of makes sense. Like,
That makes
very,
sense.
like Virgo is very meticulous, right? But, and I'm sorry, you said a Scorp moon, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I would almost put some Leo in there, but that's okay. One of these days we'll figure this out, I suppose. So your left, I read the aura from left to right. So the left is the energy that we're pulling in. Literally, if you know the light from the sun, which you probably don't love, but that's okay, has all the frequencies of every single color, right? Red through purple.
Yeah.
And our energetic bodies will take the specific frequencies and pull that in. So red is what you're pulling in on the left-hand side, but red is also what you're projecting on the right-hand side. So it's this very clean transference of energy, which I love, because that means when what you're pulling in, you're sort of just projecting, and it doesn't have to go through this internal process. I consider that a quote-unquote clean burn of energy. Okay. Red people, I like consider them like the cockroaches of auras, meaning that like a bomb will go off, everybody will be like laid wasted, and like you're just gonna come out of the crypt and you're like, what's going on? What happened here? Like literally that's like red dominance. But then you have this orange at the heart and at the top of your head. And orange is literally like the person who's running off the mountain and like throwing the parachute and jumping. So like very adventurous, very daring, leaping, taking leaps of faith. Like you don't need to like plan everything out. You just have this uncanny ability to know that you can make it happen, that like it's going to be okay. Even if it isn't okay, it's going to be okay.
True.
Right?
This
like
is accurate.
even if it doesn't work out, you're like, all right, it's fine.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So like, super rooted, super grounded. I would say like maybe like you're not sleeping as much as you should be.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sleep can be kind of hard.
Right?
Yeah.
Like so a lot of people that are very red, especially on the left-hand side, like are pulling in that energy. Red is the color of blood. It's the color of our life force.
Yeah.
So like if we're not doing the things to sort of keep our systems running the right way, our energetic body literally is going to pull that in to support us.
Yep.
But we can only do that for so long before like the system gets sick. It's a call out.
That is very interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know, it is how it is. I'm not I have like all your chakras up here, so it's a little bit of a cheat. So you could take a peek. So here's the root, there's the sacral, you have your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. Okay? So you notice that the root is the largest, and then the second largest is the throat, which is really interesting because then you have a little bit of a dip at the heart and the third eye. So I'm like thinking like, what's the disconnect between the messages that you're getting and like this sort of friction about expressing them?
Yeah.
Like, so like the trusting of yourself that like you're going to bring in these messages and you have to trust the messages and then be able to communicate them the right way.
Fair.
Because you're really grounded. So like a lot of people that have spiritual gifts aren't grounded. So they have a disconnect in pulling the information in the physical to make sense of it. But you're really grounded. So you should really be able to do it. But I just think you have to get over like maybe the notion that people in the past have said like it doesn't resonate or like you don't want to be seen as overstepping boundaries.
Yep. Oh, it's accurate. Oh, it's scary accurate. Oh, it's so scary accurate. That's
Okay.
spot on.
Afraid to open your third eye and like trust the messages that come through. Like I always consider the brain as a filter.
Yeah.
I always like say it's like an air conditioning filter. Like we bring the air from outside, we cool it, it goes through a filter, all the dirt and dust and debris gets stuck in the filter. Like our brains sort of filter the energy.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the times the messages aren't from us, they just come out of left field.
Yeah.
And then our brains are left with them to try and figure out like, what do I do with this?
Okay, that makes sense.
So like, don't be afraid to open the third eye and really sit with the messages. And the way you get used to sort of interpreting them is by speaking them and telling people.
Wow, this is accurate. This is so scary accurate. Wow, that is really helpful. That's extremely helpful, actually.
I'm glad. The other thing, the last thing I'm going to say, and it would be interesting to say this to a vampire, would be always make sure you keep your heart open. Mm-hmm. Right? We have a tendency, like whenever we get hurt or we feel unpreferred emotions, that we create little walls and we close off. Yeah. The idea is to keep it as open as possible and just allow the energy to move through. Yeah. Because the heart is the bridge between the lower world and the upper world.
Wow. Yeah, that resonates way too hard. Way too hard.
Okay.
That's a good message. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I will. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to show you.
This is awesome.
What you look like.
Wow.
Like your aura matches your eyes.
That is...
You have no idea how freaky this is. Well, this all makes sense then. This is beyond accurate.
There you go.
Wow. All right. Message received.
There you go. All right.
Thank you
You're
so much.
Welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. Oh my gosh. This is great. Thank you.
You're so welcome. It was my pleasure.
Overall, guys, we had an amazing time at the Amityville Apothecary. We got some amazing magical items. I felt sound in my body. And we got to see what a vampire's aura looks like. We'll definitely be coming back here again. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe and follow on the socials. See you guys next time.